Okay, so this is talking about the blacks who came into America as slaves, guys. Okay, the Negro race. Look at what they were called. The first blacks were called blackamoors. Moors. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to reveal the true identity of the people known historically as the Moors, because today there is a lot of mystery, guys. Okay, and the mystery comes from attempts by the Gentiles to blur the truth of history, guys. Yeah, they don't want you to know a lot of things about history, so they leave a lot of things in the air. They make sure that you don't know who is who in history. But today it's important that we understand who exactly the Moors were, because some people have been led to believe that Moors are Arabs, Moors are this, Moors are that. It's important that once and for all, using a book that I'm about to show you, that you know exactly who the Moors who had rulership in Europe actually were. What race of people were these Moors? Well, the clue to who the Moors are is actually in the name Moor. If you know the origin of the word Moor, you should already know who the race of people known as the Moors are, guys. Okay, but if you don't, let's see what this book has to say. Very important stuff right here. The book on the screen is called The African Presence in Early Europe, edited by Ivan van Sertima. I'm not sure if he's still alive, but this book was published in the year 1985, I believe. Let's see what this book says about the people who were originally known as the Moors. How that confusion arose, where people no longer associate the word Moor with those people. Okay, let's see what this book has to say. Okay, so here we are on this page. I'm in page 11 of the book. You can see it right here. Let's zoom in a bit, guys. I want to zoom in to this line right here. Okay, so here we are in the bottom of the book. My copy is a bit blurry in this side, I can tell, but we can still read it, guys. Okay, so let's see what it says right here, from where it says the word, from this section right here. Okay, look at what it says. The word Moor has its origin in 46 BC, 46 years before the Messiah was born on this earth, when the Romans invaded where? West Africa. It's a bit blurry, but you can see it, guys. Okay, let's see what it says next. They called the black Africans that they met in West Africa, guys, Negro land, Guinea, that part of Africa, guys. They called the black Africans they met there Mores or Moors, from the Greek word moros, meaning what? Dark or black, guys. The word indicated more than one ethnic group. To Shakespeare, Moor simply meant black African. It is important to point out that the medieval Moors who conquered Europe should not be confused with the modern Moors. Yes, okay, because today you will see some white people claiming to be Moors. That's not the same, guys. Okay, according to Chancellor Williams, the original Moors, like the original Egyptians, the original ancient Egyptians, this book is dropping a lot of knowledge for you guys, were what? Look at it right here. We're black Africans. Okay, my copy is a bit blurry, but you can see we're black AFRICANS right there. Black Africans, guys. Yes, this is the truth of history that those who run the world do not want you to know, guys. I remember the Charleston Heston Moses movie that came out in the 50s or 60s, 10 Commandments, had Caucasians playing the role of the ancient Egyptians. This is just the deceptive agenda of the Caucasian elites. I'm going to say elites because I believe the lower and middle class Caucasians, even some of the top class ones too, they are just going along with whatever they are given, guys. Okay, many of you receive indoctrination in your high schools. They tell you this is what history is. Everybody in history was white, and you go along with it because it makes you feel good, right? It must feel good when someone tells you that everyone great in history was a white man. It must feel good to white people, so they happily go along with it. But we always have to look through history, guys. We have to study to see the actual truth. The people running the world today, the Caucasian race, the elites of that race at least, they don't want the world to know the real truth, guys. So if you want to know what people actually look like, whether it's the ancient Egyptians or the ancient Israelites, if you want to know what these people look like, you're gonna have to do some serious levels of investigation. Okay, and there are plenty of books on those topics. Okay, so look at what it says. The original Moors like the original Egyptians were black Africans. Okay, and remember, look at what it says right here. When the Romans invaded West Africa, okay, Negro land, Guinea, where I am right now, guys, they call the black Africans, the dark-skinned Africans they met there, Moors. Okay, this is the evolution of the word Moor. This is where it came from. Okay, from the Greek word moros, meaning dark or black, just like the one that you know today, which is the MOOR. Same thing, guys. Okay, these words evolved. The same word, okay, meaning black, indicating the same people. Okay, so whenever you're thinking of the Moors, you have to remember the origin of the word. Okay, the blacks of West Africa were called Moors, guys. Okay, even though the spelling is a bit different here, but it's the same word that just evolved across languages. So here we are on page 140, guys. I want you guys to see where that deception came from. This confusion that so many of us have about history today. Oh, who were the Moors? Were the Moors Arabs? Were they this? Were they that? This is where it came from. This book explains it perfectly, guys. Okay, so look at this. I'm on page 140. All English historians like S.P. Scott and Charlotte Young agree that the Berbers, Berber is in northern Africa, have no indigenous African element in their composition, that they were all blonde and blue-eyed. Young describes the first Moorish invaders as a tall, noble-looking race, very fair-skinned, guys. Okay, listen to this. The Arabs, she continued, believed them to be of their own race, for they had the same fine Semitic features. She never mentioned any black Africans at all in Spain during the whole Moorish occupation, taking pains, listen to this, guys, taking pains to disassociate the Moors from the blacks. These historians that they mentioned here, they are playing a deceptive game, guys, and you will see the deception being revealed right here. But suddenly, on page 175 of her book, The Story of the Christians and the Moors of Spain, she drops her guard. She accidentally reveals the true nature of who the Moors were. Remember, earlier on she says that the Moors, they were all blonde and blue eyes, okay? But look, on page 175 of her book, she drops her guard. So what does she reveal now? Everyone was fair-skinned and of Semitic features when they were on top of the Europeans in Iberia. Iberia is Spain, Portugal, and southern France. That region of the world is called Iberia, okay? But as soon as the tide of the battle turned and the Europeans began to defeat the Muslims, most of the Moors were Muslim people, all of a sudden what happened? Negroes all of a sudden begin to appear on the battlefield in alarming proportion. Thus, at a battle against the Muslim king known as Muhammad, the Castilians have to charge a palace guard of Negroes. I am using Young's word, this is from her book, guys, encircling the king. When eventually they succeeded in breaking through, there was a frightful slaughter of the what? Africans. When the chase is over, hundreds of Africans are shown on the battlefield. One wonders how they could have been practically non-existent in life and have such a great presence in death because of the deception, guys. Okay, when the Moors were defeating the Europeans, these Caucasian writers would describe the Moors as fair-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde-haired people. But when the Moors were in defeat, okay, when the Europeans were kicking the Moors' asses, all of a sudden that same writer in her same book started to reveal that these Moors were an African people, guys, dark-skinned people. Okay, let's keep going. Listen to this. Many authors have done this and it is still going on. Othello the Moor, this is from one of Shakespeare's books, Swarthy Othello, you might have heard of that term. Othello the Moor is now being produced in New York. Remember, this book was written in 1985, okay, so it's talking about 1985. Othello the Moor is now being produced in New York by Joseph Park. Shakespeare has 8 specific references to Othello, Swarthy Othello, the Moorish noble, okay, Moor, as what? As black. Pap, the person who is producing the Othello the Moor story in New York in 1985, has deleted 7 of these 8 references in order to whiten and neutralize the race of Othello. There are, however, many pictorial representations of blacks in Moorish Spain because the Moors were black people. Some of them in clearly prominent positions. Yes, nobility, you name it. High-ranking people, low-ranking people, mid-ranking people, you name it. Okay? Some of them in clearly prominent positions. There is a clear evidence of brown or black skin types among the groups that spearheaded the original invasion, which led to King Roderick's dream of a bronze conqueror and the association of the Spanish mind of the original Moor with a tanned or dark-skinned person. Even this tan shouldn't be there, okay? Dark-skinned people. Okay, so that's the trick, and it's something that we need to keep our eyes on. Many of these English Caucasian writers specifically, okay, you got to be wary of them. I'm not saying that they are all lying, but there's a lot of lies that they do write in some of their books. So you have to exercise some level of wisdom when you read many of their records, guys. They do in fact lie. Okay, so it's very important that you understand the true nature of people, guys. The Moors are black people, they are Negroes. But at this time, many of them, the majority of them, they had converted to Islam, guys. Okay, so they were Muslims. But make no mistake, these are Negroes that you are reading about. So whenever you are watching movies or you see these modern day people claiming to be Moors today, and you look at them and they are blue-eyed, blonde-haired Caucasians, you need to know it's part of this deception that Caucasians, the elites at least, have been playing on the world to make everyone in history that achieved something great, at least, they turn them to what? To light-skinned white people. Okay, it's part of their lie. Here we are in this book. This is one of those books that also reveal the truth. It's called the Encyclopedia Heraldica. This is volume 1, and it was published by William Berry. You can see his name right here, William Berry. Okay, we're gonna see what this book says about the word Moor. We're looking at the definition, Moor's head. Let's see what it says. It's gonna tell you exactly who the Moors are in this definition, guys. Okay, so look at this. A Moor's head is a heraldic term for the head of a black or Negro man, placed in profile, cooped at the neck. So when you see Moor's head, you need to understand who Moors are. Moors are what? Black or Negro people. Okay, very important. Don't ever make that mistake to think that Arabs are Moors. They are not. Okay, these guys are Arabs, they are Turks, they are Ishmaelites, other people. Moors were Negroes. Very, very important that you understand that, okay? Is the heraldic term for the head of a black or Negro man. Okay, now look at this right here. It is sometimes called a what? A blacker Moor's head. Okay, you need to get that. The Moors were Negroes. They were definitely not white people. In fact, there's one more book I want you guys to see. This book is called Before the Mayflower, A History of Black America by Lerone, I think that's how it's pronounced, Lerone Bennett Jr., guys. Published in, I believe, 1993, guys. Okay, so let's go to page 40 in this book. I want you guys to see something. Okay, so here we are on page 40, guys. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what it says. Right down here, I'm going down. Okay, so this is talking about the blacks who came into America as slaves, guys. Okay, the Negro race. Look at what they were called. The first blacks were called blackamoors. Moors, negas. The word Negro is Spanish and Portuguese term for what? Black. Okay, so you need to understand. Here's the point. The Negroes who came into America, yes, Negroes means black. Yes, that's what it means, okay? Who came into America as slaves, initially, they were called blackamoors and Moors. Why? Because they knew that the actual Moors that you read about in Europe were of the same racial group as those who were coming in to America from Africa, guys. Yes, they were Negroes, the Negro race, guys. Very important stuff, okay? So it's very important to know who the Moors are. Do not allow these Caucasians to manipulate you with their movies and whatever lies they decide to tell you, guys. No, the Moors were not blue-eyed, blonde-haired people. No. Okay, all of that, when you see any record of such a thing, it's just that rewriting of history, like I showed you in the previous book, okay, where the writer, when the Moors were winning over the Europeans, the writer wrote them as what? Blue-eyed, blonde-haired Caucasians. But when the Moors were losing, all of a sudden the Moors became Negroes. Okay, it's a deception, something that you have to be aware of. There is deception in history, okay, and it's up to us to wisely go through history with a fine-tooth comb, guys, to figure out what is true and what is false. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to reveal a lot of people that we have been led to believe were white people but records in books and even some images that have survived the test of time reveal them for the true dark skin people that they were, guys. Okay, very, very powerful stuff. Okay, so that is it for me. I will see you guys on the next video.